discovering the wonders of our state's natural resources and exploring the thrill of outdoor adventure. Mississippi Outdoors is a co-production of the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries and Parks and Mississippi Public Broadcasting.
Welcome to Mississippi Outdoors. I'm Amanda Mills.
And I'm Melvin Tingle. Thanks for joining us.
In our first story, we go to Panola County on a bow hunt for whitetail deer.
Right. Then Amanda and I go over to the Chunky River in Lauderdale County for some scenic float fishing.
Count me in.
Hey folks, it's early bow season, North Mississippi. I've been watching about 4 or 5 good bucks come out in this bean field all summer long, and I've been waiting for a northwest wind, and it's finally here. It's a little hot. We're going to try it. We've got a wide open shot. It's right on the side of a bean field, so hopefully they won't see us, and we'll get a chance at a good buck today. Of course, these deer are used to these tracks.
Well, we just saw a farmer come in here. It looks like he's going to harrow a field due south of us. It may mess us up. These deer are used to that farmer coming in here, so maybe it won't hurt too much. We'll see.
Growing up, my granddaddy got me into hunting like most Mississippi boys, and he was my idol. And once I was big enough to start going with him, I saw everything he did. We've got some wheat planted. And just this side of the wheat, I've got a 2-man ladder stand. That's where I was able to get yesterday and watch these deer. And he had an old recurve bow that he had, and I used to watch him shoot it. And by the time I got to be about 15 years old, I was able to go out and start hunting. And I had my first compound bow at 15. It was an old Ben Pearson Renegade. And I hunted with that bow until I was 20 years old. It took me 5 years to finally kill a deer with that bow. And once I killed that first deer in Montgomery County, Mississippi, that was it. I was hooked, and I knew that's what I wanted to do above and of anything. That's what I wanted to do. There's a deer way down the field at 1 o'clock, down the edge. Is he a shooter? The second buck. Look at the second buck. There's a second buck. Which one's a shooter? You sure? Hey, sweetheart. I'm sorry I'm so late calling you. I stuck a good one. I got a good one down, and we're trailing it right now. So we don't know if we're gonna come back home and take a break for a minute. And I'm kind of nervous because it's a good trail, but you know I'm not for sure. You know, I'm just I want to let the deer give it some time and then get back in here, maybe possibly even in the morning. We don't know yet. I'm just gonna wait, but I'll be there in a minute. Okay, bye-bye. Well, I tell you what, this northwest wind panned out for us today. We had deer all over us. First, it was a bunch of does and a few small bucks that came out. Didn't wind us at all. I mean, it looked like it was going to be a good day. And right at dark, or about 30 minutes before dark, 4 bucks came out. We got 2 on camera. One of them was a pretty nice 6-point leading the way. And the second buck, to my surprise, was a nice buck. It hasn't been the same bucks I've been seeing, which surprised me, but it's a nice buck that I shot. I hope we find him.
We tracked him for a while and decided to back out on him. Probably go in later on tonight or maybe first thing in the morning and pick up the trail. But it'll be a sleepless night if we don't go back in tonight, I can tell you that much. We're back on this deer. We let it lay for about 2 hours. We got a good trail. We're gonna get back on it and see if we can find it. Got a lot of good sign. So I called in some reinforcements. My cousin was gonna come out here and help me tonight. So it's always good to have somebody to help. Hey, there's my arrow right there. I guess he pulled it out. It didn't go clean through, but he pulled it out.
You got any blades on it?
The broadhead's still in him, I bet.
They pulled it out of it.
Good deal. It's in my quiver. Man, he's got to be close.
Got to be close.
There you go, look there. Look, here we go. Here we go. Look, I see an eye. I see an eye. All right. Nice buck. It's a nice buck. It's not my best buck, but it's a good buck to start the season out with. Bow hunting to me is a big part of my life. I mean, not necessarily the killing part, just being so close to whitetails or any animal that you bow hunt. It's just a lot of fun, and I guess once you've gun hunted a lot and you progress on to be a bow hunter, it just makes things a whole lot different. It just seems like it's just a better way to hunt animals, and to me, just the adrenaline rush of the whole thing. But it's not necessarily all about trophies either. It's, you know, I get excited, you know, taking does as much as I do taking bucks. I think Gary can say the same thing. He helps me kill some does out here on this place, so we enjoy it.
Well, late last night, folks, I shot a doe right at dark and made a pretty good shot on her, but decided to let her lay because obviously she ran in some thick stuff. We've been walking over these brush tops and all these down trees and everything, and I've got a pretty good trail right here. I don't think she's gonna be far, but it's so thick in here, it's gonna be tough to see her, so I've got to stay right on the trail as I go. So here we go. Hey, there she is, right there.
Yeah, I'm really glad I found this doe. I shot her late last night, right at dark, and she is a very good deer, good deer to take out of the herd. We've got so many does now, and the biologists keep harping on me to take more and more does off my property, and early bow season is a good opportunity and good time to do that. You know, a lot of people don't like shooting does, but it's a necessity. And as many deer as Mississippi has now, it's the practical and the wise thing to do on your property, to go ahead and take them. And what I like about doing early bow season is while I'm taking these deer, these does out of the herd, I don't have to worry about the rut. When the rut gets here, I've already taken my does. I can concentrate on a large buck, and I don't have to worry about harvesting does that may be pregnant as well. So early bow season is the perfect time to be harvesting does, no doubt about it.
The Department of Wildlife, Fisheries and Parks has recently had a change to occur. Instead of the 2-year validation period for boat registration, now we've extended it to a total of 3 years. The fees have changed because now we're going to the 3-year validation period. If you have a boat that's less than 16 feet, the amount is $9.20. If you're trying to get a boat registered that's 16 feet but less than 26 feet, it's a total of $24.20. And if you have a boat that's 26 feet or over, the fee is $46.70. All duplicate registrations are $6.70. In order to renew your boat registration, you can go on our website, which is MDWFP.com, to renew it. You can also call our 1-800-5GO-HUNT number in order to renew it by phone, or you can go to any vendor that sells hunting and fishing license to get your renewal done. The only thing you have to have with you is your MI number, which is your registration number, and also whole or serial number.
Hey, we have a special treat for you today because we're going to float and we're going to fish the Chunky River. Amanda, to me, this is the prettiest stream in the state of Mississippi. It's one I've fished a number of times, and you're going to have an exciting time. We're going to catch red-eye bass, and we may catch red bellies, and we may catch even some catfish, but the scenery is, to me, and the history behind it, we'll be talking about and looking at. We're going to have a great time.
Well, I've been looking forward to it for a long time, so I'm really excited.
I tell you what, they got the boat down, and we're going to get with Joe and Matt Mallard. They're going to take us, and we're going to have fun. Let's go. Joe, why is this stream so productive? Why do you have so many fish?
Well, I don't know that one reason that you can give, Melvin. It's just a stream, first of all, it's probably more in its natural state than most streams are today. We're not pollution-free, but we have a clean river here. It's stream-fed in that we have seeps on the banks. If you'll notice, every little bank is weeping and seeping, putting fresh water in.
Got a fish, look here. Oh!
And temperatures in this stream is a little cooler than a lot of, so you have a different varieties of fish in that the little sunfish, we're gonna catch one in a minute, is gonna be a beautiful little thing. We call them red bellies, but now he's gonna hit that beetle spin in a minute. She almost had one just then.
Amanda has caught a prehistoric fish. It's got feet.
So Melvin, be careful. Ooh, look at that.
He's got a bad attitude.
He's having a bad day.
There.
Look at that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good job.
The Chunky River is kind of unique in the way we always like to look at it. Is the bottom is what makes us most unique about it for Mississippi. We have a large, hard bottom, which makes it not a lot of muddy creeks, not a lot of sandy creeks. It's just this nice hard rock bottom, but that's what makes it so nice out here, easy to walk on, and you get a lot of feisty red-eyed river bass.
All right, number 2.
Hey, Amanda, what are you doing that I'm not doing?
Nothing on purpose, that's for sure.
Now, we got into some swift water, and as soon as you got in this swift water,
it is.
bang, bang, bang.
Good little thing.
Another reason we think it's such a nice area is we actually got this place designated as a Scenic Streams of Mississippi. And I believe it was in 2003 that it actually got registered. And basically what that means, it's a preservation program that works with landowners to try to help them to do the right thing about how close they cut to the bank and what they do in the stream. And just kind of recognizes these little nice places in Mississippi that most folks don't know about. A little bit bigger. Nailed that worm. See how their jaw line's a little bit stops right here instead of going beyond the eye like the largemouth? And they have a more distinctive line down the side. But that's our little river bass.
Now, Matt, I just caught this little bitty fish, but tell me exactly what you think of it. Can you see
We
it?
would call it a goggle eye.
With those big eyes?
With a big eyes. And it's also known as a shadow bass. But they get about the size of a white perch as they get bigger. But they're all throughout this river. And you see how their coloration like that, they can sit right beneath you and never be seen. So they're a good predator.
Biggest fish of the day right here, Melvin. Beat that.
Ain't much to him, but he'll do. Buddy, that bait is bigger than you are. Ain't that a mouthful right there? Take off. Grow a little bit. Today on the Chunky, the fish I always like to go for is the Kentucky spot or the red-eyed river bass. You know, average size you may catch about a pound. The biggest fish I've probably caught is 2 to 3 pounds, but You know, they pound for pound, these fish fight so much more aggressively than others. I don't know if it's because the nature of them staying in the shoals and always having to swim against the current, but this little fish is just you won't catch a trophy out here, but you'll have a good time out on the water, and it's something we've grown up doing. You'll also catch every variety of brim species. We catch a lot of red bellies out here is what they call them. And of course you catch your bluegill, and occasionally you'll catch a crappie out here, but it's rare. And then of course if you're going to different variety, you can catch, we have blue cat, and we have channel cat, and we have yellow cat out here. And they're all throughout this river system.
About this fish. Oh, it is a chunky little dude. Reach in his mouth and feel, take a finger, and just feel how rough his tongue is on the back. Just feel that little rough.
Oh,
On a large mouth, that'd be smooth. But this is a Kentucky spot, and look how chubby he is. Fat. Now that is
that's a good fish.
Great sport fish and a good eating fish, and that's what you find in these rivers like this. The chubby.
Well, Dunn's Falls is just a natural, beautiful thing, part of the Chunky River, just another piece. It once was a grist mill. Lord, it's got such a history on it. It was used in the Civil War. The area has now been turned over. I believe it's the Pat Harrison Waterway, one of their projects, and the state of Mississippi manages it. But its natural stream flows right over and comes in the Chunky, and it's just a beautiful place.
Look at him, look at him. Look at him.
Oh.
Oh,
Look at
look
him.
at him.
Oh, man. That's a good place to close the show.
I agree, man.
Joe,
Yes, sir.
we have had a great time on the Chunky River thanks to you and Matt.
It's truly been our pleasure. And as we always say, let's just leave everything like we found it.
All right. Amanda, I really enjoyed that. You know, it brought back some old memories.
I think you'll really like this next story. We head south to Biloxi for the Mississippi Gulf Coast Billfish Classic.
Hey, blue water, bigger boats, bigger fish. Let's go.
The Biloxi Blue Marlin Classic, we're pretty much targeting blue marlins, the main thing, tuna, dolphin, wahoo. Just pretty much we're going to be looking for a blue marlin, hopefully.
The Billfish Classic started about 11 years ago. Bobby Carter and another good friend of ours, Bill McClellan, who has since passed away, started that tournament, and it became one of the most premier billfish tournaments in the Gulf of Mexico. The Mississippi coast has so much to offer as opposed to other areas, and people really enjoy coming here, the casinos, the nightlife, but then the fishing is incredible. And you fish anywhere out there in blue water, 100 miles, and get out around the mouth of the river. It's just unbelievable.
Two years old, this particular boat, and we've actually had a lot of success with it. We won a couple tag and release divisions. We won Orange Beach Billfish Classic last year with it. So we've had a really quite a bit of luck, I guess, in the past couple years with it. This tournament has to be 100 inch, so that's minimum what you can size for kill. But I guess not really bycatch because there's just as much money involved in these as you've got the tuna, dolphin, and wahoo. Pretty much catching them the same manner we're catching blue marlin. You can't really target one necessarily over another. Pretty much any of them can bite at any time. So it's the same method, same strategy, just luck of the draw. Normally this tournament produces pretty good fish, so I would expect well. However, the last 2 weekends we fished has been relatively slow compared to what it has been the past 2 years. So It's really hard to say. In general, I'd say a good fish, but with the way it's been this year, I really don't even know what to expect. Rig fishing is pretty much, majority of the captains around here would probably say that's the best method. For me personally, I believe numbers-wise it's the best. For whatever reason, we tend to do better on size off the rigs. This tournament being that tag and release really doesn't count for much, we're gonna go out looking for a big one, basically open water. Spread we're gonna run is pretty much, we run all lures. We're not really much in the bait fishing, so we have pretty much 7 lines, all of them artificial lures, and just trying to cover as much ground as possible. Whenever we left, we actually ran 167 miles to the point we started at. We kind of work our way gradually in through the next couple days, or 2 days, and pretty much covering quite a bit of territory. That's one nice thing about the boat is we have a lot of range, so we're fortunate we can do that. This year there is 69 boats. Pretty much every one of them have the good chance of killing a blue marlin just as the rest of us. You're pretty much competing against 69 boats, so there's really not, I wouldn't say, one harder or better than the other, so it's pretty tough.
When you're fishing for blue marlins, you're looking for structure, then you're looking for those rip lines. You're looking for that sargassum because there's the whole food chain. Under the sargassum is baby fish because that's their only estuary out there in the middle of the big ocean, and the little fish get eaten, you know? So you go there, you find the little fish, the small dolphin and tuna fish are up in there eating those fish, the wahoo, and then all of a sudden, bam, here comes Stickman, Mr. Blue, and he's up in there eating the tuna fish and the dolphin. So it's all right there in that whole food chain. Blue marlin fishing, to me, is just like Jurassic Park. I mean, those fish, that's all the furthest they've had to evolve. They're prehistoric. They're absolutely gorgeous. I mean, to me, they remind me of a bird because they've got a bill and a dorsal fin and pec fins that are like wings. And I mean, they're just incredible. And as an artist, you know, that inspires me. Once you win and you place in any category 1 or 2 times, I mean, you're there, man. You're gonna wanna do that every weekend and chase those big fish. This year, obviously, we've had a little pullback because of these hurricanes that have hit us. I think right there before Katrina, they were getting over 100 boats entering. We've had a lot of shore power problems and docking facility problems because of the hurricanes, but Biloxi's coming back strong. A 350-pound blue marlin, that's what you're gonna need to win this thing. To get him in the boat, it's always a team effort. It takes 4 or 5 people to catch a blue marlin, not just the angler in the chair. It takes good captaining. You gotta have a great deckhand. You gotta have people on the boat that know what they're doing. Well, they give away a bunch of money for the biggest tuna fish. They give away a bunch of money for wahoo and dolphin. So it's not just blue marlins, but you know, there's your targeted species. But if you get on top of a 200-pound tuna fish, you'll win the thing. I mean, that's another $100,000 fish right there with Calcutta's in first place. I think our new state record tuna fish got set 4 or 5 years ago, and it was just over 200 pounds. That's a big tuna. Blue marlins, it's the most prestigious fish to fish for. I consider it the sport of kings.
Hey, that's all the time we have for now. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Join us again next time for more exciting adventures. Until then, I'm Amanda Mills.
And I'm Melvin Tingle. See ya outdoors.